Tonight on PB at Night, I felt it would be very interesting to talk about how Jacob and I use Twitter, because we have two different ways, and we're going to talk about maybe the difference from following a bunch of people and having, a huge data stream to maybe following like 80 people or some odd people, and how that works out. Anyway, we're going to talk about our uses of Twitter, because I think I'm kind of like a mega user of Twitter. And Jacob's joining us on Skype, as he did for Gadget Gurus this week on PB at Night, episode number 50.
PB at Night, episode 50. It's Monday, June 13th, 2011.
Yes, this is working out pretty good, I'm not going to lie. First time that we've done Skype in several months here.
As a co-host.
Yes.
You know what I mean.
Carlo has been on Skype, but
yes.
Other than that...
And by the way, I'm not following 80 people. I'm following 32. Thank you.
Oh, well, I was just making up a number, because that's cool.
You know what?
So I've been sitting around all day because it's summer and I have nothing to do. Shh, don't say anything. I have
At least he doesn't tweet like crazy anymore.
Let me say, I have plenty of things to do. Okay, good. I think she heard me.
Something about a job or something, right?
Shh. Oh, wait. Good thing. This is a closed ecosystem here, so you can't hear anything.
Unless your parents are watching.
Oh, gosh.
Hi.
Shut down the internet real quick.
Best Buy.
Shh, Carlo. Don't.
Job interview.
They might figure it out. Anyway, so I figured today we'd talk about, I was watching The Social Hour, which I rarely do, but they brought up an interesting question, like how to use Twitter and the many different use cases that you can use, or that you can have for Twitter. And I know that Jacob and I have like two very different approaches to using Twitter. I guess we might just like explain like what we do with Twitter. And I'll let Jay.
I'm freaking out a little.
Jeff, you want to start off and like kind of tell us like who the 32 people that you follow like make up? I don't know. I mean, just kind of explain to us what you use Twitter for.
I'll name them off one by one. We got Jessica and Jill. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, what I do on Twitter is I follow people that I want to see information about them. Nick, I think, would do it as a more of an RSS feed, per se, of news. I do it as I want to see what the people are doing that I'm following. Just like I follow Ronald Jinkies. Hello, YouTubes.
Hello, YouTubes.
Because it would be awesome if I saw him tweet, but he barely ever does anything on the internet. But I follow like I'm back following Nick again, because he likes to tweet ridiculous amounts about weather.
Ridiculous amounts.
When I found the button to disable his retweets, that made it so much better. Nicholas is a retweet kind of guy.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
No.
Your Twitter stream has substantially subsided since I disabled retweets. But I follow people just to see like what's going on, and it's interesting to see people's little micro blogs, aka Twitter, because that's what I consider Twitter, is a micro blog. So yeah.
Smooth saying in the chat room, so Jacob essentially just follows people to stalk them, right?
Yes.
No. Now, I think the interesting, and this brings up a really cool thing, interesting question, I guess, that Twitter is designed, like Twitter's a little bit different ecosystem than Facebook, because I think we both use Facebook to keep up with friends. Like that's about what you do on Facebook,
What I do on Twitter, this is how I've always thought of Twitter, is Twitter is a status update.
Yes.
That's how I picture Twitter. I mean, sometimes I'm like, dude, check this out. Like something cool that I find really interesting. But I normally don't really retweet a bunch of people unless it's about us or something. You know what I'm saying? Like Pinocchio says, hey, Gadget Gurus is out. I'm like, or Fab Lab is out. I'm like, oh, sweet, retweet. So everybody that follows me can see it also, because they might not follow Pinocchio.
Yes.
So, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So let me explain how it's similar, but like it depends on who I follow. So like if we go through, I'm following 400 or 522 people right now, and well, Twitter changed it up where you can actually see the stuff now. So my Twitter stream makes up an interesting group of people. Like here at the top, the guy that I just followed. In a way, Twitter acts as like just like you said, a status update for me. But Twitter has caught on a lot. Twitter has caught on immensely at my high school recently. So I'm following a lot of the people. The only reason I do this because Twitter has always been kind of more of a segregated social network. Like there was like my friends on Facebook, and then there was like Twitter that was like me and Jacob, and then like everybody that we know on the internet. You know, like it was almost a distinct line. Like there was a line in the sand that said, I mean, for a while there, other than like Matthew and Jordan, there was nobody that we knew on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Well, I would beg to differ.
Oh, okay.
I knew more people on Twitter.
Yeah. So you're like, I think that has to do with the demographic, like old.
It's almost sort of like the way I use Twitter. Okay,
Yes.
I see your way you use Twitter. You like to tap into like certain websites, RSS feeds that they push to Twitter, so you don't really have to go to the website. You can just kind of glance at it on your big Uber screen Twitter. But what I like to do is like basically it's like seeing how someone's doing without having to ask them. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and mine.
Like Twitter, people tend to get maybe a little bit more detailed on Twitter
Well,
than they
yeah.
might on Facebook. But then sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's opposite. But most of the time, you get to see, and then a lot of people just use their Twitter to update their Facebook.
Well, true.
So, it's just the same thing, just regurgitated everywhere.
Yeah, and really the main reason that like I follow so many more people now because I follow almost 200 people that go to school with me, and the reason I do that is because I don't like Facebook that much. Like, I just don't. Facebook's not my thing. I would tend to like you. Facebook is like you and I are not going to spend like hours upon hours looking at Facebook. Like,
Well, I've told people before, I said, if like I just get on some bored streak of looking at some Facebook,
yeah,
if you're not like within the last like 10 hours on Facebook or like 6 hours or 5 hours, depending on how bored I am, and this doesn't happen all the time, I don't see your stuff. I'm not going to get on your username and
that's
just
how
go,
mine happens.
"Oh, what's this? Ah, look. Ooh, they went to this lake the other day.
So-
who's that? Oh, man. Oh, look, my Farmville's ready for cropping."
Yeah.
Or something.
That's
I don't know.
exactly my mom's use case. She like almost every day I go in there, she's on somebody's profile. I hardly ever visit profiles unless they're hyperlinked or some other. There's some reason that I would go to their profile. Like I'm not just gonna surf to Jacob's profile unless I'm like trying to figure out something. Like whatever.
Now, if I want to stalk somebody
Yeah.
that I'm friends with on Facebook, which now that's kind of more difficult to do because I'm not like friends with like a bunch of people that I'm not really friends with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So like, it's not more of like a stalking. It's more of like a see how you're doing. Because before, if like you never really communicate with the person at all, and then you're like seeing what they're doing, it's stalking.
Right.
It's straight up stalking. Like certain people that follow you on Twitter just to see what you're doing, but never actually interact with you at all. that's more stalking than seeing how you're doing.
Right.
Because seeing how you're doing, you typically will interact with a person outside of Twitter. But if you don't, that's pretty much stalking.
All right.
I'm just saying.
So let's go to my people I follow. So just going from the top, like first person there is I'm gonna read every single name of
Oh my
500.
God.
I'm just kidding. But just going through here, I mean, like the first like 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6. This explains essentially what my Twitter feed is about. So you got Daniel Logan, guy that I go to school with. I keep up with him because I don't want to go to Facebook, and most of the time, like you said, he usually posts the same thing to Facebook, days, vice versa, whatever. So if I want to, like most of the time, I go to Facebook and read status updates. I mean, that's most, or pictures, that's it. So I like his tweets, so I follow him because he's one of my friends. Now, it's Heil Sound. That's another thing. I like following brands on Twitter. That's just me. because I like keeping up with, like, I follow Groove Shark on Twitter, and I follow Twitter on Twitter because Twitter. I mean, I like seeing Twitter's tweets because they say things like
Twitter tweets.
Yeah, I like looking at Twitter tweets. And then the next one here, you got Tech Meme, which is a website. So that was what Jacob's talking about. Like, I've never been an RSS guy. Like, I use RSS feeds.
But you are inadvertently.
Yes,
You're using
inadvertently.
your Twitter as an RSS reader.
Yes, that's what I like to do. But I don't like.
See, I don't do that. That's just what I am.
I've never that's why I do. That's how I keep up with news. Like, and partially because we do news shows 2 times a week.
Yeah.
I mean,
and most of the time you're always the one that picks those. So I'm like, if I get up on something and I'm like, oh look, Wimp had this thing on there, and I kind of followed it around and it took me here. Hey, this would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I don't get on like Engadget or.
Well, see, yeah, and I probably would not follow these people. Some of it is research. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, like, this is not all like I don't know. It's the situation that I'm in, which is a situation I love, but like, just saying, like, anyway, I wouldn't be following 10 different tech blogs that talk about social media when I might only follow like Mashable or something. And then the next guy on my Twitter account is another friend who recently, well, he's been on Twitter, but he changed his username or something. And then this is an interesting one that I like as well. Carlo mentioned that he uses his for conversation. I like communicating. I hate email personally. I just don't like email. I didn't grow up in the email. Like, email had already gone out of style by the time I got on the internet. Like,
gone out of style?
Well, not gone out of style, but like, email nowadays.
Every single day of my life.
Email nowadays screams spam. Like, I mean, back in like 1999 or 2000 or something, email was pretty awesome. Not gonna lie.
Why?
What else are you gonna use? You're just gonna use. What else?
But back in 1999, you had tons of spam.
Well, I get more spam now.
Yeah, but if
filtered.
you have Gmail, you don't get it in your inbox.
Yeah, it's true. But and then like this guy.
Hey, okay, let me put it out this way. See, our lives are completely different. I think that's why we use Twitter differently.
Yeah, and that's why I want to do this. Good use case.
Hold up.
Use case.
I have a job.
Oh, I know.
That requires full email abilities, and I communicate via email on my job, because it'd be kind of weird to like follow somebody on Twitter and be like, hey man, we need to get this meter changed out at reply you, and they're like, huh?
Well,
or like go on their Facebook, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, business sense, I use email all the time, and other emails I might exchange gratuitous amounts of information.
Right.
Like, for example, you share the Google Doc with me on email.
Right.
You could very easily send that link to me on Twitter, but then everybody would see it.
Right.
So,
same.
Which doesn't make any sense because it wouldn't make a difference because they can't get into it. But you know what I mean.
Same use case. I mean, just an
email
example.
It's like a.
Yeah.
The way I see it is email is a way of getting big messages across.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I never use direct message on Twitter.
Yeah, neither do I. Unless somebody direct messages me. I never...
Or if I can't find that user's email address. Like, say, for example, I was trying to, like, talk to Bree Pettis or something, and I couldn't find his email on his website. So I might go on there and talk to him on Twitter or, direct message him or something, which, might not happen, but...
I think, for me, Twitter has taken a place for email in some respects. And it's just different use cases. And, Jacob's required by his job to use email, which is fine. And, if I was doing things like that...
You can pick up the phone and call them.
Well,
but
you'd rather use email.
We use email as a paper trail to cover our own arses.
Right. Now, what I was getting to is I keep up with fans on Twitter. We have several people who like to watch our shows. It's pretty awesome. Then I can just hit them up on Twitter. They can hit me up and ask me like a question real quick, or say, hey, when we going live? And that's pretty cool. And then this guy right here, I follow a lot of sports media guys on Twitter because I like sports, and I mean, I would. It's just something. It's a hobby that I have is watching sports, so I follow him. And then also, I enjoy following athletes on Twitter because it gives me a medium to. I mean, that's the same way
You
that
see how they actually are.
yeah, and the cool thing about Twitter is it opens up their lives in a fact that they would never sit down and do a like. Let's just say that LeBron James or somebody. Well, LeBron James, bad example. Michael Vick, because he's been kind of weird on Twitter lately. 10 minutes, Michael Vick sitting in he's got a layover flight or something and he's got 10 minutes of spare time. He's been talking to people all day. He's got 10 minutes of spare time. He takes out his phone. This is what athletes do a lot on Twitter. They'll say, I'm answering questions for the next 10 minutes at Reply Me. And they'll just do rapid answer questions or whatever reply you. I think that's awesome because, I mean,
Yeah, you wouldn't get that without Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't be able to email the person and be like, hey, man, what's going on? And he'd be like, I don't like you. Go away.
Now, this is why I don't like email in a sense, because most of the time when I'm emailing somebody, it's not like you're going to always respond to my emails. If I need to talk to you on email, it's going to come right back to me within hours, you know? If I want to talk to... Well...
Shorter than that because I get on my phone.
Yeah, exactly. But if I want to email Leo Laporte on email, I'm not going to get an email back because he gets so many emails. But like Twitter, if I hit him at the right time, you know?
Yeah, he might be looking at it and go, oh.
Like, that's why I don't like email that much. Like, email has its place.
See, I email people that I know. I'm not going to start emailing people that are just random people.
Well, I think we've got to a point.
In a way, you know.
Yeah.
Also, on Twitter, I get notified of every tweet.
Right. And, I mean, if I was in your use case, I probably would. But, I mean, look, let's...
But see, and that goes back to the whole using it differently. I use it for status notifications of what people are doing. Use it as a news feed. You wouldn't want to be told every time a new news event happened.
Yeah, and I was
you just want to go on there and look at the last whatever it might be.
Yeah. Now, I was in the Twitch chat room today, and somebody asked, how, you know, they were going around, how many people do you follow on Twitter? I said 522. I know people who follow 30,000 people. Like, Robert Scoble follows 30 or 13 or something.
I think a lot of it also has to do with people following people for follows.
Well, yeah. I
think that's what a majority of it is, I think.
Well, I mean...
think that's when you see people that are, like, following almost the same amount that is following them. I don't think it's just sort of like, oh, you follow me, I'll follow you. It's more like, if I follow them, maybe they'll follow me.
Yeah, that's how Twitter used to be in, like, and it still is. People are just like, hey, I'll give this guy, this random guy
I have random people follow me on keywords. They're not following me because they like my content. It was just because of keyword. And they're like, well, I guess I would want this person follow me if I followed them, so they have an automatic bot that follows you. And then you're like, hey.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And then it's one of those deals. It's just like with YouTube. When people send this generic message to you on YouTube, dude, your vids are so awesome. I love that one that you just did. Hey, if you want to get more blah, 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 go for subforsubs.com. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Eric is so...
But yeah, you know, that is... I understand. So, obviously, I can't be notified. I mean, look, we were sitting... This is what I was trying to point out here. We sit here and look at my Twitter feed. Since I've switched to this, already 2 tweets have gone by. And an interesting thing that a guy told me in the Twitch chat room, he's like, do you not have a life? How do you keep up with every single tweet? And I go, I don't. And it was like, I envision him like cringing or something. To me, I have this filter on my tweets. And it's a weird filter. If I see Jacob's tweets or Carlos tweets or somebody like that, like, this is the same. I have a filter for the things the people who you follow. Like, this is your example. You only follow those people. I filter these people out, which obviously I miss.
I use Twitter on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't have.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't mean like I filter. My brain filters it out.
Oh.
Like if I'm sitting here watching, this is why I miss tweets. Is if I see Carlo go by, I'm gonna maybe look back at it. If I see like, I don't know. Let's see like Slashdot if I see Slashdot go by right here, more than likely I'm just gonna say, oh, okay, I'll read that little news right there, and then it's gone, you know. And I don't know, like he's like, do you not have a life? I'm like, dude, I just don't look at Twitter if I don't, you know, like I don't know.
But see, I mean, I look at every single tweet that comes through.
Yeah, because
every single one.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, which I have figured this out. If you want to talk to Nick, don't text him on his cell phone, @reply him on Twitter.
Well, it's a little bit
He'll
different
respond
now,
substantially faster because Nicholas gets in this mode when he gets to the house that he puts his cell phone in between his two pillows in his bed to charge it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, hold on a second.
And
see, my cell phone's right here. Boom!
Yeah. Well, mine's right here too.
And I've started this new thing in Firefox where I pin Twitter as an app in Firefox.
Which is, I love pin tabs. Like,
I've started doing that. And I actually have my Outlook web app for work if I ever want to like log in and look at my work email. Yes, I am at home.
Yeah, pin tabs are awesome. Like, this right here that you're looking at is the Chrome web app for TweetDeck, which is pretty awesome. Now, Jay, like for you, I think it's a perfect use case for you to just keep your phone there all the time and read tweets.
But see, either way, I'm still going to see it.
Yeah. If
it's now or later, because it's always going to be sitting on my phone.
Right.
Because I get notified of every single tweet.
Right.
I'm that kind of person that if I get something that's, you know, like an email, I instantly read it. I do that thing on email. Too. When I get an email, it's like, boom. Okay, that's some Tiger Direct sales ad. I don't care about that. I'm not in the mode of buying something right now. I don't want to see that. Delete. You know, if it's Laura Troutman is sending out a church-wide email, I might see it to see what it's about and then go, delete. It's about construction. I don't care. You know, Jordan asked for help on something. Delete. Oh, wait. Hold on. Just kidding, Jordan, if you're watching this, because I know you are.
All right, this is my primary Gmail account right here. And look at my inbox.
Hey, where's all your emails?
There's none.
Oh.
Important emails are this is what I do. I kind of do what you do. Instant, like some things I might want to get notified of, like Tiger Direct. Sometimes I might see that like right before I delete it and say, "Hey, $100 23-inch monitor." You know, I might want to go check that out. You know.
Well, see, also, and I assume that you delete every single email.
No, I file them in folders. So like, if Kristen from Pinocchio sends me something, it just doesn't stay in my email inbox. It goes to a more important folder. See, I'm a big user of folders in Gmail. I don't know.
I'm more of a throw it all in the inbox and search for it later.
Yeah. See,
because the Gmail search is so good.
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean,
like, dude, hold on a second. Let me go to all the way back to what's the oldest email you have in your Gmail? Everybody in the chat room, open up your Gmails. I know this is about Twitter, but we need to talk about this. We need to get it out in the open. It might take you a second. Just hit oldest. What is the oldest email in your Gmail inbox? All you gotta do is hit oldest. Mine is, what is that? June 28th, 2004. By the way, I have 3,320 emails in my inbox.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Now go ahead.
I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. I guess that goes back to just people just doing things differently because of how they think about things.
But
I think about things as like a big file that I use to store things. Like I use Gmail. Like, say for example, I was like, "Where's that PDF that I sent somebody?" Okay, I know who I sent it to. Say for example, I was trying to find that link for Scott. Okay, for the Wii mod thing. I just typed in Wii. and here comes Scott's email, 6 months ago. And then I find that link and I forward it back to him.
Oh gosh. Now, see, I don't know. I have. It's weird. It's the same way. Like I don't use a reader client because I'm just not that kind of person. I don't want to sit there and this is the same way I use Twitter for news. You know. I don't know. Anyway. But see, this interests me because there's a chance I might study marketing in college, and I like seeing how people use things. Like, I know that's not exactly marketing, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. See, you're more in marketing, so you want to see the cutting edge of news.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. And I like seeing different use cases. Like, even though I would probably never use Twitter like Jacob does, I still think it's awesome that he uses it a way that I would never think about doing. You know? This is why I want to do this episode because it's so cool, and I like it's weird that Twitter, or not really Facebook, but more Twitter, Gmail, things like that. Like there's an add-on for Gmail now that's in the labs where you can. I think you used this for Facebook one time, didn't you? Facebook has it built in where you can auto respond to comments from email, can't you?
Yeah, you just reply to the comment notification and it.
See, now that's pretty cool. You can do that. They have a Gmail view for Twitter now for people that just track @ replies and stuff, just for conversation.
Yeah, well, it notifies you when you get @ replies.
Yeah, but there's a Chrome plugin. I think it's a Chrome plugin that allows you to reply back, via the Twitter API. I don't know. Yes, I do use Pulse for I don't know. I can't stand subscribing to an RSS reader. If I can just go something like Flipboard and hit Flipboard Tech and just scroll through it, that's my kind of RSS reader. Because the reason I use Twitter is because I do a self, it's kind of like a self-spam filter almost. Even though the things that come by aren't spam, especially for news. I don't know. I just like inline stuff. Right now I'm consuming news and looking at somebody who just @replied to all their friends, you know? I don't know. I'm just that kind of person.
Oh, and FYI, I have 2,030 emails in my sent mail.
Yeah, I probably don't have that many.
Oldest one is 62504.
Jeez.
I still have the recommendation letter that my counselor sent me in the 11th grade.
Now, if you ever need that, you're set.
It's right there. There's a PDF right there. I can download it. I'm looking at it right now. Whoops. School of Technology, to whoever it may concern. Jacob Roberts, I recommend him to get the Forrest and Minnie Oates Scholarship. I mean, boom, headshot.
7 years ago.
Yes. That's the way I roll. And there's so many stinking attachments of stuff that people I sent people or people sent me.
Now, what's your usage on? You know how Google gives you 8 gigs or 7 gigs or whatever? 7,000 megabytes.
I have 7,593 megabytes of space, and I'm using 1,583 megabytes.
Well, you're still got a long way to go.
Oh yeah.
You could go for 35 or something.
Smoothie said his oldest email was his 10th grade SAT scores. My oldest email was project planning week 3 assessment at ITT, because that's when I got Gmail, was when I was in ITT.
Sweet. Now see, this is just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've only had Gmail since back in 2004.
Right.
When I started ITT, because a guy there was like,
"Oh, Gmail's the next thing," and you're like,
"Well,
oh.
no, he was beta testing Gmail, and so he invited me. That was when Gmail was still fully in beta, and you couldn't just get into it; you had to be invited."
Yeah.
Remember, invite a friend. I have 73 invites, by the way.
Oh, dude, can I have one?
Oh no! I'm saving these for somebody special. I mean, nobody could just come up in Gmail.
Oh, okay. Anyway, thanks, Eric. Eric said this was a great topic, and I think it made for a great show. So, yeah, I think we may need to hit back on this topic. You should follow Jacob on Twitter. Twitter.com/freaking-huge, FREAKINHUGE, even though that's mine that popped up there. And you can check out his website, jacobroberts.me. Now, Jacob, have you been tracking your website traffic?
Not done anything
Now, have you been looking at your website traffic?
No.
Your website is like the second biggest referrer to our website.
Nice.
So somebody's looking at your website, and it's unique
No, it's just
too.
it's just because it's on the Watch Me
homepage.
Live.
Yeah, but still, I mean, they're coming from your website, so.
Wait, hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted to go to. Oh, by the way, I've earned $3 on YouTube. That's not what I wanted to go to. What is it? It's not AdSense. It's
Analytics.
analytics. Yes, right. I wanted to see it.
He's not a partner. He has a partnered videos the same as we do. They partner videos now. They don't.
Yeah.
They do. Like I think they like rapid growth is how they do it, kind of deal.
Yeah, it was for my freaking huge account.
Yeah.
JacobRoberts.me visits 47 visits. Wow, that's
For today.
This is
Not bad for today. I'm just saying.
Is that today?
If that's today, that's.
That is. No, that's in the past.
Well,
month.
We're bringing in some traffic from your website. That's all I'm saying.
Make that 48. Nice. Let me refresh.
No, it's not real time. Is it real time?
I know.
Okay.
No, it's not. But I've been getting some UK.
Oh, snap.
What's up? It kind of scares me on how detailed you can get.
Oh my gosh, Google it will tell you like the operating system and like what
it will
browser.
Tell you the resolution of the person's screen.
I'm like, seriously? It's kind of weird.
I'm like, what the crap?
Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/thatnickjones and nickjones.me as well. Yeah, and their OS.
And their connection speed.
Yeah. And now, if you're a person who likes to track your podcasts on Twitter, you really need to follow pbcasttv on Twitter, twitter.com/pbcasttv, and check out our YouTube page. Make sure to subscribe there, youtube.com/pbcasttv. Yeah.
Nice.
Great. Now, Jay, it probably does feel good for you because right now is about the time we normally end on Monday nights, and you're already at home.
And I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys,
we can have a longer
show.
after show. I'm just saying.
Oh, there's Chad.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, guys, until next time, I'm Nick Jones.
I'm Jacob Roberts.
And this has been another episode of PB at Night.
What's up? Basis.